Alright, so today I thought I'd cover a common problem. Here I've got a bunch of files that I've edited. You can see by the color change and some marks here in my IDE. And these changes kind of don't belong on the top of my Git history. As you can see, I've got a bunch of edits that I've already done here, some of them from other folks. And I kind of need to move these changes down into that stack a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stash those changes, and you'll see here that the IDE will update here, and all the changes have been moved off of the Git repo. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and back up the Git repo until I get to that one change where all of the stuff actually does belong. So what we're going to do to do that is we're going to use the magic of git rebase-i. Now I need to figure out about how far back in my history I want to go with my rebase, and so I'm going to back up from the head about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 here, so I can get at least this change and the one beneath it, and a couple of the others here. Now in this screen, if I change the order of these lines, or I change the command from pick to edit, I can now edit those particular changes. Now if I change the order of them, Git would play them back in a different order. So now what we're going to do is we're going to rebase those changes, and now those changes are replaying over the top of my repo in a different order, and I have an opportunity to interact with those changes as if they were on the top of my Git repo. So here we're going to just edit the comment on this one. We're going to say it's a Python 3 work. It's related to Python 3 work, and it's the and make the one-liner a little different here. So there's an example of changing that. And now what I can do is I can continue my rebase now that I've amended that previous commit. And if your eyes were quick, you saw that we fast-forwarded from 1 of 5, 2 of 5 to now 3 of 5, so now we're on that import fix that I wanted to edit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to play back my stash. I'm going to git stash pop, which puts my stash over the top of the highest level of the Git repo, but that causes a conflict. So now I'm going to have to use the git merge tool in order to resolve the conflicts. Making sure to save each merge and also quit the file merge tool between each one of these merges. And we're just going to go really quickly through here, do that with all of these possible conflicts, run through all the possible merges. And once we get that set, we can say git commit amend. And now we've changed that commit that was in flight, so we're in the middle of that commit. I'm going to add a comment here about the additional stuff that we did in that commit. And now we get to move on to the next one that I said edit. Actually, let's do that. So we're going to say continue our rebase, and it fast forwards to the next change set, which I can now take a look at. And there's actually a conflict, so I'll have to go back and resolve this other conflict before I get to move on to the next one. Okay, so let's resolve that conflict. And yeah, everything looks good. So save the merge and quit the merge tool, and there we go. And we should be able to say, make sure that the commit is being amended. Yes. And now we should be able to move on. Okay, so rebase continue, and now we've gone on to the last of our commits. And this is the one here. I just want to edit a comment on this one. So we're going to say git commit amend again without changing any of the files in the file system. And we'll just kind of edit the commit here and say that it's just a partial. So all these patches are partials contributing to a set of patches for a whole. And there's no partial on here. Okay, so actually not fixes, it's a partial. And we'll paste in the issue number that this is working on. That's over 80 columns, so I'll fix that. And we'll commit that back. And now I should be able to say rebase continue. And there we go. I've done all of my rebases. I've actually edited each one of the change sets as they sat within within the Git repository, and if you take a look at my Git log, you can see that the new order of those patches is set.